Hello everybody. Did not want to do a stream this direction, but it worked out that way. So this is Puerto Galera. Absolutely beautiful place, as you can see. Stunning, full of dive sites everywhere. This whole beach, you're gonna have to wait till the videos come because that's when you're really gonna see how incredible this place really is. Because that land you see over there, that's Batangas. And so it's only a 3 hour drive from Manila. Make your way down here, get on a ferry, and be here. And so it became like the rich and famous of Manila's top destination. And everybody would come here for the beaches, the scuba diving, everything else. And we've discovered quite a bit since we've been here. So this is our crazy room. All the rooms here have these patios that go way out like this. And everybody gets a good view, or you get a view of the beach if you have one of the really small rooms down there. Or I mean the pool, sorry. The restaurant's 24 hours. Everything is 24 hours. It's really, really beautiful and incredible. So, yeah, well, you can see some other boats. So a lot of people here also, and I'll have to, again, you're going to have to wait for the videos to come out on this. This is full of coves and bays behind this mountain here, or hill. And inside those coves and bays are full of people's very wealthy, beautiful houses. And behind them, they will have their own dock with their own yachts and sailboats and everything. And then also resorts with, yachts and sailboats and everything. So this place is truly stunning. Now, we don't have much room here because this was built decades ago and became this popular place a long time ago. And don't mind all this construction you see down here, whatever. Again, you'll have to wait to see how crazy nice it is. You walk along the beach, and at high tide, you only have like this much room, just a little tiny, just enough to walk. And there's no way to drive to your resort. What you do is you drive into the town, which I did, if you're driving, to the port, find parking, which is, wow, really difficult. And then they send us a speedboat from here right there to that dock. And they pick you up at the dock and just drive you that little distance. Actually, it's not that dock. It's a little further, actually. There's one more after that. Anyway, and they drive a speedboat right here, 2 minutes, whatever, with your luggage and everything, and then they bring you in. So we were like, the adventure of getting here was incredible because the roads are so narrow because everything is privately owned here and it's been built up so many times over the years. There's very few roads up in here and they're very narrow and two vehicles can't get through them, sort of thing. And the Google Maps thought we could drive here, but we couldn't drive here. That was impossible. So yeah, we are parked at the port, and then we took the speedboat over here, and it's free. The speedboat, if you're booked into a hotel, they arrange it. But the downtown, last night we were. I was, because we have Laura with us on this trip, and so Laura was sleeping. So I said, okay, I'm going to go 7-Eleven or whatever. And wow, when we went down there, it was like a little bit of Angeles City, a little bit of Boracay, a little bit of everything down there. Plenty of ladyboys, plenty of ladyboys. And then working girls. Well, they're all working ladyboys. Yeah. So, and a lot of girly bars and stuff like that too. Now we are in Sabag, I think it is, Sabag. There's another one just right over this corner that is another one that we haven't even visited yet. And I think I can still walk around. I'm not sure. It's tough to say. Like I said, every piece of real estate has been bought up for decades. And so that's kind of the thing about this area here. You got the comments set up yet? So I can read the comments? Turn the volume on and then put it on YouTube? Oh, and you need internet. That one has internet, right? Sorry, excuse me, guys. So this wasn't going to be a vertical video. I don't know what happened. It just did it. And I was trying to change it. I don't know what happened. Why it won't let me. So I'm just going to switch my... Here, sorry. Give me 2 seconds. Get this thing situated. There we go. And Catherine's here. Laura's in there, but Laura's been she woke up a little grumpy, so she's not the happiest camper right now, but that's all right. old it is. She's 4 years old. We'll break that out of her eventually. Right, Mama? She's really good at that. You know, Filipinas, you know, like they'll grab a broom and chase their kids around, grab a hanger, whatever. Exactly. So they believe in the old way. And then eventually they just have to grab the hanger. They don't have to do anything with it. And then all of a sudden the kids are like, oh, okay, I'll be good. So, that Philippines life? No. I just want to read the comments. Anyway, I'll be able to read the comments in a second where they're going to put it on the tablet here. Because their laptops, they're not connecting to the internet here because they have, you know those login pages when you get to a hotel and it looks open, but then when you click it, then it opens up. Both of our laptops, both won't allow it, saying it's too dangerous. And so, clearly not a good idea. All right, now I got the comments here. Oh, and it does show it like this. I don't know. All right, so there's a way to pop this out, I think. All messages, number one. And what's this clip thing? Create, yeah, okay. Sometimes it'll let me pop it out, but I think that's only on my own account. Okay, well, it's still a little bit bigger. And yeah, big diving town. Yes, exactly. Glad you guys all made it. Thank you very much. There are a lot of great restaurants. There is, so far from what I see. We're going to get a little more in depth in it, definitely in the video. But even today, I'll tell you what I noticed last night. Because last night was Saturday night, and I went at 10 p.m. So that should give you a good idea. Hello, Texas, like number 8. There's a lot of. Yeah, there's a white beach. Well, there's white beach right in front of us too. But you know, this whole area has got a lot of things to do here. Used to be a floating bar. There is a floating bar. There is. It's there. Inspiration to foreigners. Oh, fantastic. Good to hear. Hello, hello. Oh, look who's back. Hello, Laura.
She's
okay now. Look up this one. Look at this one. You don't want to see?
Hot.
It's hot,
Yeah.
but the camera's here. See, Mommy and me are looking up here. Look at his face. Yeah, don't you see how grumpy you look? When you look like that? Huh? But you're right there. You're not on that one. That's later. This is now. There you are. There we go. All right. Good of you to join us. So do you like this place? Yeah? Did you like the pool yesterday? What else did you like? Going on the boat? The speedboat? She's cleaning the sleep out of my eyes right now. 2 girls in my life take care of me.
She's just like me.
Yeah, she is. There you go. That's to be expected right there. So cute, right? All right. So, yeah, let's get on to this. Mwah. Kisses. You can go watch your Frozen now for the 100 millionth time, as you all know. So I'm going to show again over here. This is the balcony. All right, really beautiful. And at night, Batangas, and the fact that Manila's back there somewhere, you know, 3 hours away, is it's just glowing. The whole, like Batangas alone has so many ports that, yeah, they have so much lights that it's really cool to see at night. And then you can just see the whiteness of the sky above Manila, like, because, you know, we're talking tens of millions of people. And it's absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, that's the name of the town, White Beach. Okay, okay. I'm not going to move my car again until we leave. There's no way, because it's so tight. You guys will have to see. But like when we were down there, oh my gosh, the downtown, because it's so old, everything's built up around it. There's not much room for anything. Like there's not even room for 2 cars side by side. So, yeah, it's definitely a little crazy there. 14 degrees? Oh, wait. Good morning, like 14. James and Karen. Can't be 14 where you are. A I know we're getting a lot of rain across the Philippines, but we've been very lucky here. Manila's kind of lucky too, where it's just going to be overcast for us. Not not like it is in other parts. Rojas seems to be okay today so far. A little bit of rain once in a while, I guess. A lot of winds yesterday, though. So the beaver couldn't get put up on the beach, which was sad. Anyway, this is a really crazy, beautiful place. Now, what I did discover, which I told you I will explain, is when I got here, I was like, oh my God, this is paradise. It really is. It really is paradise. But you can tell it used to be a lot busier here, like a lot. Now, this has been around longer than Siargao has been a destination, like a popular destination. Siquijor, definitely. Panglao, definitely, before it was a popular destination. Maybe even Palawan, it might have been. Boracay, I don't know, maybe. You know, people tell me all the stories about going to Boracay, and it was literally just coconuts, trees, and some bahay kubos. There wasn't very much at all. So I have a feeling, look, this is one of the OG destinations, and you can just tell by the age of some of the buildings and, you know, the statues or whatever, not statues, the cenotaphs and stuff like that, that this has been here a very long time. And so, you know, it just fell out of favor, I think. Or just got too expensive. That's probably another one, because you could tell by the beautiful houses that are built in this place with the yachts everywhere and everything that the prices probably just got really expensive out here. And then people started to go to other destinations where they can go for a lot cheaper. But then what happens is you have less tourists, and then we have a gigantic suite here. Let me show you our balcony. Like, this is our balcony, okay? It's massive. We moved the furniture because last night it started raining and everything. And so they're all on the cliff like this, right? All the way down. 24-hour pool, 24-hour restaurant, you know, spa. It's got everything. And this place has a huge bedroom. It's all going to be messy. We just woke up. Huge bedroom in here with the huge TV and, you know, all the good stuff. It's going to be a little dark, a living room here where we got Frozen going on, and a full kitchen, okay? Full kitchen, dining room, everything. And even in the bathroom, oh, that door's locked. Somebody was in there last. Let's go. Hopefully I keep signal too, because I'm on my phone, because they don't have, they have Wi-Fi, but my security on it says no, don't trust it. So because you have to log in, it won't even let me. But anyway, look at that huge tub, everything, right? So this is a gorgeous type of suite that you would definitely consider a top of all places, right? The wind is not your friend microphone. Oh yeah, I didn't put the microphone on because I wasn't out there. I was going to stay over here. So my bad. You'll hear me now. Anyway, so yeah, this is basically the same price as one we paid for in Bohol, or not Bohol, Moab in Cebu. It is a pricier one of 5,400. So that is about $90 American a night. And in the Philippines now, like, prices are getting crazy. Everybody always goes, "Oh, that's insane! It's insane." Well, you got to look at the prices as a whole, and what you get for it. And so this is a very pretty place, right? And this should have been 12, 15, 18,000 a night, just comparative to what you see in hotspot destinations. And then today I'm looking out, and how many boats do I see coming in and out? How many people do I see out scuba diving? Like, I see some, don't get me wrong, I do. But just looking over at that boardwalk over there, and it's, what is it, noon? It's almost noon. Our resort's doing good. I think they have a wedding here. So there's a bunch of, they had like a bachelor party, not bachelor party, the reception last night and everything. So they're busy. But when I went for that walk last night, and I was looking, and I was like, wow, every hotel, it's 10 o'clock at night. Every hotel's just dark. Like, their restaurants there, their bars there, everything's dark. And I'm like, huh, this seems a little strange. And I keep going further and further and further. And I made my way into you know, the heart of it all, right? Where you've got tons of bars and restaurants and everything else. And I saw 3 bars that had like 8 people, 8 to 10 people, something like that kind of number, right? Like enough that I would say, oh, they're doing okay. But every other bar was either zero people, open but zero. Um, Closed bars, shuttered bars, like rolling steel doors down. That's it. 10 o'clock on a Saturday, and like no signs of life anymore. And then big hotels that go all the way up the cliff for sale. And then I got into the town, and like I said, the lady boys and working girls, or working lady boys and working girls, were just onto me because there was not a lot of people wandering around. There were some, don't get me wrong, there were definitely some, but not that many. And there's a ton of those bars. You look down the strip with all the neon lights, and that street's not very busy at all. One spattering, one or two here, one or two here, one or two here, that kind of thing. And then for the most part, everything else is dark and just either closed or out of business or whatever. So that's why I think everybody's just going to Siargao now. Everybody's just going to Siquijor. Everybody's just going to Lona, or Panglao, I should say, as a whole. Everybody's going to El Nido and these kind of places. And this is just not getting attention, which just explains why I... Good job. Good job. Which explains why, when I was looking, just YouTube, many of you watch YouTube, how many vlogs are you seeing from Porto Galera? I don't remember seeing any vlogger here in Porto Galera. And if I did, it's just because I might have missed one or something like that. But, the amount that you can find about almost every other subject. And nowadays, how many people are getting advice from Google or YouTube or something, like an algorithm, that kind of thing, and finding out things, is probably extremely high. It's not a travel agency anymore, that kind of thing. And so if there isn't a lot of people vlogging about it, well, that's Google. YouTube is Google. And therefore, the relevance in search for this area goes down because there isn't a lot of people talking about it, therefore it's not very relevant. So when you're saying top places to go in the Philippines, that kind of thing, it's not, I don't think it's coming up that often. Again, I might live in a bubble. I don't know. Like other people might be like, oh my God, there's tons of people that vlog there. That could be completely wrong. Let's go back to your comments though. Just wanted to share my little experience. I've only been here one night, so we'll see how that goes. Whew. All right. Yeah, big diving town, definitely. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to drink beer to come visit me, Robert. Thank you very much. Don't worry, we make great smoothies and we have all kinds of stuff. So you'll enjoy coming to the Beaver. And we have seafood now and everything. So even if you're like, well, I'm from the West, I eat burgers all the time, like real good hamburgers, that kind of thing. I'm not going to come all the way to the Philippines to eat a burger. Okay, great. Have some of our seafood. Let's see. I came to the Philippines in 2023 and liked it. Fantastic. Blessings to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Do I go back to Canada? No, I haven't been to Canada in like 5 years or whatever. Like I was 44, 45 years old when I left Canada. I'm 49 now, so 44. And, so I spent 44 years of my life living in Canada. And I traveled a lot. Every year I would go to like 5 different times. I'd go to vacations. And it would always be like a work hard, play hard sort of thing. And it would be like Costa Rica or anywhere I could get in 3-4 hours, that kind of thing. And I would just, because I could only get 1 week at a time, and then got to go back because my job was very intense that way. Anyway, so I did a lot of travel that way. And yeah, I've been to Australia and a few other places, but for the most part, all my travel was in North America and across Canada. I've been all over Canada. My job took me all across almost every state in the United States too. So that's kind of like, I've been there, done that. My father and my brother passed away last year. My mother lives in Panama now. She does want me to go visit her, and talked about it already. So, like the big reasons to go racing back there or anything, it's just not there for me. And I haven't been all over Asia. So I've been to Cambodia now. I've been to Vietnam. I've been here, obviously, but I haven't been to Thailand yet. I haven't been to Taiwan and China and Japan, and I'm missing many others, but anyway, Malaysia, all these places. So there's a lot of places I'd rather go right now is there. Thanks to a Canadian embassy to get your passport renewed or whatever, there won't be a real need I have no intention to do that. There's so much more I want to go and do. So yeah, I was just chatting with a girl from the province who helps the family farm growing coconuts and bananas and vegetables. She knows how to care for animals. Oh, fantastic. 6 foot 7 inches. That's a 7. Oh my gosh, 320 pounds. I am going to be able to get around. Bike rental, car insurance, blah blah blah. Yeah, so most of the bike places will rent like a 160. They're the biggest of the scooters. You can rent motorbikes too if you want, but if you just want the motor scooters, you can get 160cc. So I can put 2 people and bags and everything, and still on a flat surface reach 100 kilometers an hour, no problem. But on going up a hill with 2 of us could be like 40, 50 kilometers, that kind of thing, per hour. You know, in the Philippines, that's kind of like a normal speed. So, but on a highway, you are restricted in Manila, by the way. If you're on a highway, it has to be 320 or 340 cc, something like that. So keep that in mind. But yeah, you'll have no problem. You can rent bigger things here. It's not a problem. Mangyan Village. I don't know if I'll have. I know I won't have time because we're only here. Today's Sunday. Yeah, we leave tomorrow. So we had yesterday, like, you know, we've also been all the way up the coast right here, and we even visited a gentleman named Peter who moved about 3 hours from here. I can't remember the name of the town, but or the city, might be a city, but it will be out in the videos anyway. And he moved here from Canada just 6 months ago, and so we got to talk to him. You'll see what he has to say about the place and everything. But yeah, not many people I know out here that live. Not many people say to me, "Oh, I live in Mindoro." It just doesn't come up very often in my circle, anyway. And so it was great to hear from him, and I wanted to hear his perspective and everything because he hadn't been anywhere else in the Philippines, and he just came to live here. And so we're going to be sharing all that with you all. Yeah, cost of the room I did explain, so it's around 5,000, right? It's about $90 American, 80, 90, something like that. As a Canadian, I know it's costing me like $110 a night, but 2 nights, and I was just like, this is a gorgeous place. I could have got the really tiny room where the 3 of us might be miserable to try and cram in, but I went for this. There you go, $90 a night, perfect. Somebody answered, thank you very much. Abba David. Hello from Vancouver, BC. Looking forward to bringing my mom to visit the Philippines in the Beaver. Hey, and be one of the first stops. Thank you very much. It's awesome. Can I survive on $8,000 a month? Are you trolling me? Are you trolling me? I think you know the answer. More than survive. You'll probably need nothing. You'll want for nothing and need for nothing. Right around that 8 to 10,000. Like you can live here. Like people talk about this all the time. You can live here on $500 a month. I know somebody. He lives super basic though. You know, he'll drink his beers every once a day or a couple times a day or whatever it is, and he eats his meals in very specific places. You know, where locals eat type thing. And then his room has no air conditioning or anything, just a little fan, and sometimes it's a sweat box for him and that kind of thing. And he just walks everywhere, and you know. But for him, it's like if I wanted to do that in my home country on $500 a month, I couldn't do it. It's not even a possibility. And so here, at least, it's possible. So there are those, right? Now, clearly, all his luxuries don't exist, right? There's no luxuries at $500 a month. But at least you can exist, and it's beautiful every day. It's not winter ever, and you just can walk around on the beach and say hello to people and chit chat and make friends, and these are the kind of things you can easily do here for that. But that's for most people, they'll be like, yeah, no, I want like some luxuries out of life and stuff like that. So now, you know, once you get to 1,000, if you're again solo, not 2 people, now you're going to be like, especially depending where you live, but you know, for the most part, you're going to live in a pretty decent place with some good furnishings, and you're going to have your air conditioning and all that, but you know, and you're going to pay the electric bill for that. Again, not going to be going crazy and going to fancy restaurants or going to even really high-end restaurants or even medium-end restaurants probably pretty often. But then it keeps going, and it's just a sliding scale. But at some point, you kind of run out of things to spend the money on. And so I think that's right around that $7,000 or $8,000 a month. I do know people that can do 20,000 US dollars a month here in the Philippines, but they they run out of ideas. They really do, and they spend a lot of money on travel. They'll fly to different places all the time, and they'll buy new cars whenever they feel like it. And not that you can do it in 20,000 a month, but you can buy a car here for, especially if it's only like not 6 months, maybe a year or two old, you can get it for 200,000, 300,000 pesos. So if you were doing 20,000 a month, that's a million. So technically, yes, you could buy a car every month. So yeah, it's a crazy amount of money at 8. You're good. You're real good. You're not going to have any problem. Not the most money I've seen anybody live on, but you're definitely not going to have any issues. Now, if you go leaving BGC, it's becoming, you might end up with a small condo. Well, you're going to decent condo. It's 8,000 or whatever. It's just not. You should just not compare it. That's all. Because BGC is like a mega city, ultra modern sort of thing. Prices have gone up because of that. And then just go to the provinces. Well, you can't compare. In the provinces, you're going to live like a king, an absolute king, and you'll run out of things to spend money on because, well, they don't have those kind of things. 400 cc is the minimum for toll roads. Thank you very much. And hey, Jose, with the super chat. Thank you, Jose. Hey, Michael. Good morning, and everyone. I am in Mindanao, and I have to say the women here are something else. Fantastic. Well, I've heard that before, many, many times. It's supply and demand. There's a lot less people looking in Mindanao, so yeah. Some people say, oh, they're more beautiful here or there, but if you look at their history, like we were talking recently about Niagao, no, Niagao, might have been San Joaquin, and there was a priest that was a part of the settlement of that area, way back in the day. And the priest, who was not supposed to have wives or kids, as far as I know, or whatever. Anyway, he had something like 38 children from all different women. And so you can imagine now, today, 200 years later, the Spanish priest, all of his children, his children had children and children and so on and so forth. There's probably 100,000 people that could link themselves to that lineage. And so his genes literally affected how everybody looks in that area, good or bad, regardless, right? And so there's interesting things when you look deep into why some people might be considered more beautiful in one area or another. Generally, when people mix the races up, you get, people that have unique beauty, I guess. Obviously, beauty is just in the eye of the beholder, but often we like things that we don't see very much of, or it's infrequent, and so therefore when you're mixing, you're going to get more likely something you've not seen very often. All right, where are we? Laura's making a dress, I think, right behind me right now. Do we have videoke night at the Beaver? Yes, we do. We do now. I caved, and a good thing I did, because it's very, very popular. Very, very popular, especially when the expats that come in. So yes, we do have that. We have live singers now. We had Friday and Saturday. They'll go till like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and then we can open it up. We have the big screen there, and we've got the mics and everything, and you can just go, and we can put anything on you want. There's lots of videoke all over the place, so that's no problem. So yes, and it has become very popular. So I was wrong, you were right. And but by doing it later, it means that when people want to come for dinner and just look at the beautiful ocean and stuff like that, they're not going to be affected by it, right? It'll be, the tunes are kept to a certain level and it feels enjoyable and you enjoy your time. And then, yeah, it's only when it gets later, then now you can party it up. Let's see where we're at here. I went to Porto Galera 10 years ago, stayed at the hotel at top of the hill. Most peaceful time drinking coffee, overlooking the bay, wind and the trees. Yeah, it is so stunning and beautiful here. If you're joining late, here you go right now. This is the balcony here. I moved these because it rained last night, but they were all up here, right? The stars are beautiful for a little while they lasted. And if you look down here, you'll see there's a lot of people here. Oops, There we go. Somewhere. So people sitting in there and stuff like that. And the pool was full yesterday when we went swimming. But we're like floating on overcast to potential rain. Where you look over here, it's all beautiful. But then over here, it's a lot more overcast and cloudy. So it kind of gives you that feeling that rain's on its way. But in a place like this, a lot of people have booked out. So they go to island hopping, or they're going out and they are going, you know, obviously scuba diving. That kind of thing. Gonna get out of the wind. I know everybody says, hey, the wind, the wind. And this is all construction right now. They're building more of those rooms all the way across to this side. So ignore that ugliness sort of thing. But it is a very beautiful place. Anyway, we'll have a whole proper video and you really get a tour of the place and also what we found in town and everything else. And what are you doing? What are you doing? You making a tent? Are you making a tent? You're sleeping?
Yep, I'm right here sleeping.
But you just woke up.
Yep. Where are you going?
Open the door. Let me see. Let me see what Mommy's up to. Let's go see Mommy. What are you doing in here, young lady? It's so dark in here. Wait, keep the door open. It's so dark. You working hard?
No.
No? Well, let's find
Waiting
out.
for food.
You're waiting for food. Yeah, so they have great room service here. It's 24 hours a day, but you do have a full kitchen, although getting a grocery store would be pretty hard. You get a full thing of the water here, which got the hot, regular and cold. It's really nice. And yeah, it's a really nice place. Let's get back out there to where we have better lighting. Hello, princess. What princess are you? Huh? Oh, you got the air conditioner on? All right, I'll close that door. What princess are you? Are you Elsa?
Princess Punk.
Princess Punk?
No.
Wait, does that make you the mother of Princess Punk?
Mm-mm. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Mother and daughter.
Punk.
Pumpy, 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 dumpy.
You see that? Ouch. You're a bad girl.
Anyway, so yeah, it's such a beautiful view though, and at night you're gonna get blown away. Absolutely gonna get blown away. So I think the costs of everything are down here. That was my point of what I was saying earlier. Sorry, I'm gonna set this up again, and I hope the wind isn't a problem when I put it right here. The costs of everything are down here. And so I have been contacted by one expat. He said, listen, my friend's selling their bar. And here it is. You should go take a look. And then I saw the signs for hotels, and they're all saying for sale. And so, not all, but I saw enough for sale signs, for lease signs, but for sale is different. If you see places, a lot of places for sale, it makes you wonder. Because if the property is truly that valuable, then people will just do lease only. You won't see as many things for sale. So, makes me wonder. I don't know, but I could see it coming back. Like even if it is because Siargao is the biggest place now, and Panglao is the biggest place, and Siquijor, that kind of place. It's not like this couldn't come back. It's so close to Manila that, of course, it could come back. But there's no airport here, and I think that's a big problem, right? There's no airport here. There's no airport in Batangas, and so you have to drive 3 hours all the way down to here. And a lot of the people that have those big mansion type houses back here with their boats and all that stuff, they are at a level that can probably just fly private, and so they can fly and get out of here and go to other places anyway. So maybe that plays into it. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, it costs nothing. Can you just click that like button? It is free today. Every day. So it would be awesome if you could. So yeah, that's something I'm still exploring. I've only been here one day. So we're going to go back out. We're going to go see the whole town and then have dinner down there instead of just at our hotel sort of thing. What is that?
It's a princess.
Oh, it's your dress. Okay, well don't put it on in the camera, okay? Yeah, remember the camera's on, okay? Close on. You never know. Anyway, so we're gonna go downtown, and then I can't show you the whole nightlife because we got a child. So, but I will stay to a point where at least you can get a good idea of what goes on there. I can tell you just from that little walk last night, there wasn't a lot of customers, but there was a lot of people looking for customers. And I was told that like this is Sabang, I think it's called, that there's the other one is also popular, and it's kind of like it came a little later. So I'm gonna have to go walking over there too. So we're gonna have a lot of exploring to do today and tonight, and then even tomorrow because our boat is from Batangas until I think 9 p.m. So we get basically all of tomorrow too. So we'll see how far we go and explore. Driving is, like I mentioned in the beginning, not really possible here. It's such a small amount of roads and very, very narrow, and you have to walk to everything. So we'll see how that goes too. Hey, Jeffrey, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. That's awesome of you. And yeah, I got Jose already, but I'm going to click like on that. Thank you very much. That's really awesome of you. I'm from New Brunswick, Canada, Jeff says. Wow. Got to come to the Beaver then, definitely. Right now, I'm in the Mall of Asia area. Oh, $600 a month. View of the bay. Real estate has crashed. Yes. It has only crashed in Cebu and Manila. Pretty much. I'm sure there's extenuating areas and stuff like that, but I can tell you for a fact that like Iloilo and Penglao and those kind of places, there's no crash. But that's because supply and demand. If you go to a place that has only has less condos than people wanting to buy condos, it's not going to crash. In Manila, the writing was on the wall for a long time, and I think if you go back into my videos, especially the other channel, you will see me saying, sitting in Makati or something like BGC, going, why is there only like 5 lights on in that building? Like it wasn't that hard to tell that the condos were pretty much all empty. It was a good place, especially if you're Chinese, because of the China controls like how much money can leave China, that kind of thing and everything. And so they were allowed to go out and buy real estate and these kind of things. But if they're down here running these casino operations, the pogo operations, the online casinos, stuff like that, well, they got to throw the money into something. They're going to send it back to China where they can't get the money back out, or difficult to get the money back out. They're going to just stick it into assets, right? And so they were just pouring it into condo after condo after condo. Plus, at the time, condos were gaining like 15, 20, 30% a year sometimes. So it makes sense that people were just stuffing the money into it. And we had the same problem in Vancouver, where that was the same thing. The Chinese would buy up all of, like, especially Hong Kong residents, they would buy up all the condos, and there was nobody living in them. The government started to say, okay, well, if you don't live here in Canada, you're not a resident or whatever, or if you don't live in them, something like that, there's going to be a tax now, 20% or something like that, because we got to stop people from doing this, because it can't be valuable to do that, because the people who live here can't afford anything. And so Manila was just getting too crazy. And there's always going to be that, because you get this, when there's money to be made, everybody races in, and then all of a sudden there's oversupply. And it's no different than we had that same problem in Canada with nurses. There'd be a huge nurses shortage, and then people would, the government would like pay extra just to get nurses, and they would get so much overtime, they were making big bucks, and so then all of a sudden, they're telling their kids, hey, you got to be a nurse. Oh my God, guaranteed jobs. Oh my God, you're going to it's going to be so great. And then they all go into nursing school, massive amounts. And then in 3-4 years, when they all graduate, oh, there's too many nurses. Real estate is pretty much the same thing. So yeah, supply and demand, everything is supply and demand. So as long as there's more people looking, come on, it's not going to crash there. But Manila is definitely on that. So here, again, supply and demand. So if everybody's struggling over there because they aren't making the big money they used to make from real estate and everything, well, that's a segment of the people that aren't making the big money that used to vacation here. Very possible. And maybe now they're all going to La Union or something else too. There's so many other things, but yeah, real estate economy, thankfully, doesn't control. It's not like a 2008. Yeah, wow. Crash in the United States where it affected the entire economy. It doesn't have that same effect here. The Philippines economy kind of just keeps going on and on. It's only that segment that's hurting. We were talking about this before, about like if you had some like major event happen in another country, that people are all getting into their bunkers, you know, and they have all their prep kits and stuff like that. And I'm like, here in the Philippines, like everybody knows where to get food. Everybody knows how to grow food. Nobody even knows how to, you know, everybody's got animals, or chickens and pigs and all this stuff. It's not the same chaos if something major happens here. You can lose electricity here and it's not going to be riots in 30 days. Everybody is so used to it and adapted to that kind of life that you'll actually be a lot safer in a like a situation where EMP is taking out all electricity. You would actually be very, very well off here in the Philippines. Oh, pleasure meeting in December. Hope the New Zealand was a hit. Oh, the New Zealand chocolate, it was. Oh my God, you guys have great chocolate. Like, don't bring me more chocolate, period. But if you are gonna bring the chocolate, my God, you guys had the ones, I can't remember, it was with the honey or something like that, and it's got like little crisp to it. Oh, it was so good, so good. Absolutely loved it. So thank you very much for that. Laura's just going crazy back there. Got a speedboat going by somewhere. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Try the apple pie there. Oh, at the resort you're staying. Thank you. Maybe we will. One thing it's not cheap is the food. Oof, definitely not. And you pay an extra 150 pesos to have it brought to your room. And at night, it's a 15% surplus. After 11 o'clock, I think it is. A surcharge. If you want to eat, because you can eat 240, 340, whatever you want. Why be live if you don't read the messages? I am reading the messages. You just had to be patient. That's all. More stories than reading. Who is that? Philly in the Philippines. Is that really Philly in the Philippines? Or is this a different one? Same account? Maybe, I don't know. It's still cheaper than a rooming house in the rural Maine at $1,000 for a 10 by 10 room, shared bathroom and kitchen. Oh my God, yeah. Definitely cheaper than here. Mike, yes, I'm having coffee overlooking the bay. They are filling in, yes. I got mine. People hardly notice when the power goes out. Thanks, James and Karen. No joke. No joke. I got a generator, so I don't notice either. Wow, Philly in the Philippines. Only reads messages if you send him money, but that's actually not true. Because what, 2 people did something like that? Have answered all everybody's messages. Like some of them, if you're political and you're talking about politics or something like that, I'm not getting involved. Thank you. Nothing to be gained from a person who is online or anything. You're just guaranteeing, okay, I'm only going to have my population now. Nope, nothing. I haven't landed a second location of a bar yet, no, because nothing makes me want to pull the trigger yet. I am doing some things behind the scenes that nobody knows about, but that kind of stuff I really can't talk about because then something could get in the way, right? And we don't want to do that. But you'll know when it's official. That's that. But I am continuing to look. Like I said, came here with a purpose, but again, I'm going to leave it to tonight, even though it's a Sunday night. But I went Saturday night, and there was not much, so we'll see. Hey, Tim Keller. Hey, I bought Laura the sandcastle. Oh, pails and beach. Girl is having a good time. Cheers. Listen, those are the most popular things with all the kids. Laura goes every day when she comes to the bar. She grabs the pail that he bought. Thank you very much, Tim. It was a good set. And she brings it out to the beach. And then other kids that are eating in the restaurant, everybody joins, and there's just like, and look, daddy, friend, look, daddy, friend. That got so, it gets so much use. It really does. It's like there's certain toys, and I love that those kind of toys because it allows the kids to be so creative and everything. So thank you. She absolutely loves it. All right, let's see. One key to get out of the rat race: online business of some kind. What coffee drink? Oh, unfortunately, this is just instant coffee, so it's not even good. Um, but yeah, having an online business is very important, obviously, because you can go anywhere in the world. And I met so many people through my times. Like I lived in Albania, which most people don't even think of Albania, but just like that is Batangas right there, right there. That's how far Greece was from me. So, and it was just like this ocean front, like the whole thing. It was extremely beautiful and cost effective, like you can't even imagine. Food was just so phenomenal. Anyway, and so I met a lot of people there that work online. They're doing really good because they can make less money. Like so, I used to have to work a lot more hours online and that kind of thing, and now they were able to cut it back because they don't need as much money to live in these kind of places. And when they don't want to work or anything, they just flip it off. Plus, it's usually different time schedules, so it worked out really well. Oh, Philly in Philippines. Okay, so it's not. I was like, I know him. Anyway. Sorry, your new TikTok brings me back a few months. Love them. Thank you very much. I have to go see because I only do YouTube. Um, Pretty much. I rarely you'll find me on anything else. I'm there, but that's not me. So what I do is I take, excuse me, I take all of my stuff. I do everything YouTube 100%. Do all the editing. I do everything, right? I take those videos and I put them in a Google Drive, and then I pay a team here in the Philippines. Wonderful woman that has her own company, and then she hires people below her. And so she takes that and she makes clips, and she'll, that's all she does essentially, makes the clips. And then when it comes to the beaver, my staff and me, we all have group chat with her and her team, and then we just put things to her for her to create content or tell her about new specials and promos and stuff like that. And Catherine will send her pictures and all that kind of thing. And it allows me to be obviously more free to do more. I can't do that much stuff. So I'm not doing TikTok. So all the people who try to write me on TikTok, there's just too many messages. I can't possibly answer them, and nobody answers that TikTok, and nobody answers the Instagram messages. Once in a while, just for curiosity, I'll be like, whoa, and I'll click some of them. But YouTube is my thing, and then Facebook, I get all the messages, but I don't do the posting. She does the posting. I just can't do that stuff. I don't have time for that. I can only have time for YouTube, and that's what I stick with. So I don't even know my new TikTok post. Hey, Mike. Todd and Lily in Cebu say hi. Fantastic. Say hello back for me. Thank you very much, Todd. Gio in the Philippines said in December he'll be exploring Thailand and Malaysia as his new base camp, saying Philippines is getting expensive. It's not wrong, but if you stay in a place that becomes popular, right, or if you're only staying in places that are popular, well, everywhere gets expensive like that. So when I lived in Toronto in Canada or whatever, it was cheap at one point, and then it gets expensive, right? So yeah, I think even places in Thailand, when a place gets popular, the prices go up. Supply and demand. It's not going to change, I don't think, if you go to another country. I'm interested to see if, like, all the reasons that make me want to be in the Philippines are still here, and none of them it's not money, right? For me, it's the culture and the English, the fact that you can just go anywhere. And I know the frustration, like when just in Vietnam last time, like even a Filipina is getting so frustrated that nobody speaks English, sort of thing, right? Not nobody, but comparative to the Philippines. And so that's kind of, nothing changes for me. So I like it here because it's paradise in many ways, but the English and the culture of, like, when you're trying to explain something, they also get it. So that's why it's a culture. It's just they have a lot of that same understanding of things. If that makes sense to you. It's hard to explain to people, but I do run into this all the time when I'm trying to explain something to my staff about what I want out of something, and they can get it. But if it was just a translator and all this other stuff, you're just not going to get it. And if that's not the normal way of doing things, they're not going to get it. So it's a little harder to explain. All right. Yeah, this is really small on this tablet. I don't know why it's so small. Oh, does that help? Yeah, there we go. Mike retired in the U.S. There's a ferry that goes to this fairly new beach resorts area. Not Puerto Galera, but this other resort is newer. I don't keep this hat white. Catherine keeps this hat white. Like, Filipinas are just something special. I gotta tell you, my shirts will last months upon months upon months. I'm wearing them pretty regularly. White shirts, I wear a lot of white V-neck shirts, as you know, and somehow they're always perfect white, not faded white, not slightly beigey, whatever they do. Hey, Ralph. Thank you for having your family come over there. I'm so glad they're enjoying their meal right now at the Beaver at this moment. He did message me to say, just like Neil, they'll be there at 11. And I was like, okay. Right away, I contacted them and said, because a lot of times we open at 11, but the oil's not hot yet. They're still kind of like still arranging some chairs and stuff. You know, they're supposed to open at 11. You know, it doesn't always work out that way. So when people come in, but you know, it could be like a half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour before they can actually literally put food in front of them. And I'm like, no, you gotta be ready this time. Don't slowly get into the day. So thank you very much. Very appreciated. Still haven't made up my mind between Philippines and Costa Rica. Yeah, you want to talk about expensive Costa Rica. I used to go there all the time, and I can tell you, like Tamarindo, by the way, I used to go there a lot. But costs have just skyrocketed. So, yeah. And I'm going to be honest. Crime here, crime there. It's not even comparative. Like, I saw a lot of crime in Costa Rica. A lot of major drug use. Like, I'm talking cocaine, heavy people, drug addicts, that kind of thing all over. And I've never seen that here. I've never seen a drug addict. It's just crazy. Canada, I see them every corner, right? But yeah. How far in advance I need to buy airline tickets from Cebu to other parts of the... Okay, so big thing about flights in the Philippines is they are not cheaper when they get closer. Even if all the seats are empty, they are going to charge you a fortune. Here, the longer time you book in advance, the cheaper it gets. Like literally so dirt cheap. You can, $20 you can fly somewhere in this country if you book further out. So when we looked at different flights, we were like, oh, what if we just go to Siargao or whatever this? It was like 36,000 pesos per person if we would leave within the next week. You know how outrageous that is? That is the most expensive thing I've ever heard in the Philippines. But if you had booked that same flight, now Siargao is extremely popular. The airport's very tiny. It's full to the brim. It's another level. It's crazy. Anyway, so but if you booked far enough in advance, you would have been able to get that same flight for, say, 6,000. So save 30,000 pesos. So definitely in the Philippines, do not leave anything. As soon as you know, book that date, get it done. It will save you money. How is the new female manager working out? She is very organized in many ways, but she still needs to get the confidence, and that's what we keep pushing her to be more confident and taking control. When I say confidence, right, of the staff, because some of them still walk all over her, and I don't want that to happen. But that takes experience, right? Experience with your people and that kind of thing, because I think she does enough to really earn the respect of the people, as in she's willing to do anything she asks them to do and do it better. So she'll ask somebody to go clean or sweep up, but she'll also be there sweeping up. And she'll do a better job at it every time. And that's how you can really build respect with staff, I feel, is that you're not just telling them what to do, but they know you can do it better than them. And she's doing quite well with that. So I'm very hopeful. Hey, coming from Vancouver on the 8th, we have a place in Iloilo near Kalibo. Want to come to your bar? Yeah, you're right in between us then. Perfect. Yes, come on down. Glenn, looking forward to you. Are you really a quagmire though, Glenn Quagmire? What I love, Philippines, it's safer than almost anywhere in any city in America. I've lived in many cities statewide. Yeah, I've been all over America too, but Canada is not much different in many cases. Yes, we do have some hamlet communities and stuff like that that are extremely safe. Don't get me wrong, but it's another thing. It's another thing. You don't even, after you live here long enough. Like when I went for that walk last night, it was so dark in many areas, like dark, and this drunk guy is just stumbling all over, walking. He's a Filipino. He's walking at me, and he's like, I wasn't afraid a single minute. I just thought it was amusing. And you can do that everywhere, and you're not gonna. It doesn't mean that weirdos don't exist, and crazy people don't exist, and that rare things happen. Rare things are always going to happen, but when they become common, and it's a common occurrence, like even 1 out of 10 is a common occurrence, then it's a problem. But we don't have that. It's not 1 out of 10. Michael, look at this. Great diving in Puerto Galera. Yes, brother, it is. I can see all the people right now literally flopping into the water as we speak. And even when we came over here, they went around a lot of people's heads just bobbing. It was a little close, but anyway, if you guys don't know, Michael Onstead, he's been in many of my videos. He is the expat health insurance expert guy, because he's a Canadian that used to be a broker. Then he came over here, married a Filipino, all that stuff, and then became like the world's #1 selling expat health insurance broker. Plus, I do other insurances. It turns out that was my fault. It's on me. When I got motorcycle insurance, he's like, "Why didn't you just talk to me?" I didn't know. Now I know. So yes, he has all forms of insurance. Anyway, I always put the link down below because I've known him for a long time, since the beginning. And he has always been like, he's been helpful to everybody I know. Everybody I know. Like, they get the insurance with them, and then they end up in the hospital. And his team are on the phone with the hospital, making sure everything's going to go to perfect, that no one is going to try to direct bill them, that everything will be like direct bill the customer, and they'll go to the insurance company. Stuff I've never heard of before. So I always recommend him. I always put the link down in the description of the videos. This is a live on a phone, so I couldn't put everything in. But if you go to any of my videos, it's always there, Michael Onstead. Or just look at his name on Facebook. You'll find it. You'll get there. Yeah, as a manager, lead by example is key. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Plus, how are you going to train other people to do the right job if you don't even know how to do the job? So, but yeah, lead by example. Good morning from Israel. I will book a holiday to the Philippines. Costa Rica is no comparison. Philippines much better. Don't get me wrong. I really did enjoy my time in Costa Rica. But yeah, even there, like Spanish is easier to learn, I believe. Here, there's just too many languages, right? You can't just learn one language here and get along all over the country. Even Tagalog, sometimes you're just like, oh, they don't know that, so they know a little. So yeah, it was good. I loved it. I did love it, but the Philippines still wins. I agree. Greetings from Alaska. Alaska crew, really enjoyed the food. Fantastic. Oh, from the Alaska crew, yes. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. That was awesome of you. Not many people can say, oh, I'm in the Philippines just hanging out with a bunch of people who came all the way from Alaska. Eric DeCruz. Hi, Michael. Let's chat, please. My links are always there, brother. And you're a member, by the way. So, of course you can. But yeah, my email and my messenger, you get a hold of me there. Please just drop me a line. No problem. I hope you're scuba diving while we're here. This is actually, I've never been here, so we're only here 2 days. I'm going to explore as much as and see as much as possible here. We'll bring Lara's 4. I don't, yeah, she's got to learn to swim. She's got a lot of things. So we're going to do a trip without Laura to do those more adult things. I don't even know if she'll go scuba. If she won't, then I'll go without her. So, yeah, we're going to make that a different trip. Yeah, definitely. This is the thing about the bar. Like, love the bar and everything, but it makes it so I can't just stay here. I do really think this is absolutely beautiful, and I would stay 5-6 days, and then I could do a lot more. And anybody, well, anybody. Some people have a different experience, but for the most part, people realize that you got a Filipino girlfriend. They're not gonna let you go anywhere without them. At least not until years later or something like that. And so, yeah, you can't just go off and do stuff. They're jealous. You're just not going to allow it. Crazy, right? But that's just crazy from our perspective. For their perspective, men are all cheaters. You know, there is a law here, adultery law, right, in the country. And a lot of people don't realize that it only applies to females. So the wife. So the wife goes and cheats, and she's committing a crime. And the guy who's sleeping with the married woman is also committing a crime. So it's like 5 years in prison max, that kind of thing, and it's a charge of adultery. But if a married man, goes and has adultery, goes and cheats on his wife, there is no crime, none, unless he has sex with a married woman. Well, then it falls the other way, and he is breaking the law because he's sleeping with a married woman. And so, yeah, it's a one-way law here. So you can imagine that, you know, and maybe some of the women think about things that are around here. Maybe. There are other laws too, like, for example, I'll give you another one that is marital rape or something like that. So if you, as a husband, coax your wife into having sex, just guilt her, manipulate, or just be like, you haven't given me sex for 3 months. If you don't start having sex with me, that's it. This is over. You say that, you are legally breaking the law. You are committing, I guess, a felon, because that is rape here in the Philippines, or attempted rape if you don't. And then if she goes ahead and does it, one day she can say that you pressured her all the time to have sex, and therefore charge you with rape. But it doesn't work the way around. So just like the other one doesn't work the other way around, she can pressure you all you want, and the courts do not recognize that as rape, but only the other way around. So there you go. I gave you guys some fun facts, really interesting, not legal advice at all. Go look it up. You'll see it for yourself. It does exist. It's really crazy. How enforceable and how often it's used and all that other good stuff is another thing. But here in the Philippines, yes, there's no juries, right? No juries, just judges. But if the police do not want to prosecute, say you want to prosecute somebody, and the police are like, no, we're not going to prosecute, you can hire your own lawyers and do the prosecution. You don't need the police. I'm talking about criminal, not civil. Criminal cases. So you don't need, if the police don't want to press charges, the prosecutor doesn't want to press charges, that's fine. Your lawyer becomes the prosecutor. You have to pay the way, but it will be a real, true, hey, thank you, Eric. It will be a true criminal case, not a civil case, if you wanted to do it yourself. So that's another strange thing about the Philippines, and interesting. And you can see why, wealthy people can use it against each other, because they can just afford their own lawyers to charge, where a prosecutor can look at it and go, no, that's not a case here. Yeah. Okay. So I do have to go, though, because we have so much to do here during this time, and going check out everything, and we gotta go. Somebody got up very late. Are you following the Canadian elections? No, I'm not going to talk politics anyway. I absolutely don't want to talk politics. There's nothing to be gained by talking politics. I haven't been in Canada in 5 years. There's a reason why I left Canada anyway. There's just, ugh, you know, many things. So uh, I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. I don't think about that stuff anymore. I haven't been a resident there in so long. I was a resident in Albania and all that stuff. And oh my God, I'm just, it's not for me anymore. Uh, yeah, nothing that happens over there affects me other than the Canadian dollar affects me all the time, and I hate that. I hate that I have to rely on that. So I don't like trade wars. That I can promise you because it makes the Canadian dollar go, and it has gone down quite a bit. So that's all I'll say though. But yeah, let's stay away from the politics. When's the last time you had maple syrup? People keep bringing me maple syrup actually to the bar. So not long ago, and we still have some. I'm very careful on how often we use it. So, yeah, that's so true. So Keith saying, former bar owner, it's hands-on business. Got to the point, not surprised at creative ways you get ripped off money, food, booze. Just saying. Yep, 100%. Thankfully, we discover them, but it's usually too late, right? You lose something. With CCTV, and I have slowed it down to such a slow period, and then I'm like, oh, there it is. Like they can get good at sleight of hand, incredibly good at sleight of hand, or just like using one person to block the other. But it's so, you know, you're like, wow, that was slick. It's almost like you deserved it, but no. Anyway, so yeah, I've caught many of those things myself. I know that's why the GM has been very instrumental for us, and still putting in guidelines. But I can't, you listen, to say that only successful businesses are run by owners, it would be completely foolish considering the most valuable retail businesses in the world are not individually run by owners. So science says no, and math says no. You have to have policies and systems in place, and then get to the point where volume and the economics of volume far surpass you hanging around and making sure nobody took 200 pesos from you in a day. So, got to get to that point. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Hello, Robert. And employees steal? No, never. Not all of them, obviously. But yes, unfortunately, yes. Oh, and little Laura, too. Yes, thank you very much. We're just heading out now, but I'll just give you one more last tour of where we are right now. The videos will come out, and you guys will get a lot more detailed. There is a video out today, if you didn't see. It's interesting, but it's shorter. And then it's going to start in this island in the next one. So here we go. A little tour of it before I end this broadcast. Thank you very much for joining, guys. You guys have been all very awesome. And I'm looking forward to meeting many of you when you come down to the Beaver Bar. Let's see what we got. We got some people down there eating. Yep. Some of them. Yeah, some down in there too. People in the pool, that kind of thing. It's a beautiful place, guys. Beautiful place. Say hi to Laura. Will do, Roger. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. Okay, I gotta go. So enjoy when the video comes out, please. And thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, all of you. And we'll see you soon. Thank you very much for the super chats, guys. Anybody who's a member, oh, you guys are amazing. Absolutely legends. Thank you for supporting the channel, even if it's like $3 or 99 cents a month or something like that. That's you don't understand how many views you'd have to do to make that $3.99. That's like watching my videos thousands of times. I think $3.99, something like 1,000 times, 2,000 times. You with a different IP address every time watching my videos. So that's so cool that when you guys do that, thank you very much. And we'll see you guys again very soon. See if the girls want to say goodbye before I hang this up. Hey! Oh, you got breakfast? I'm about to end it, so you got to say goodbye to everybody, okay? Look at that breakfast. You're lucky.
Yummy.
Yummy. Okay, you going to say bye-bye to everybody? There you go. What about you?
Bye-bye.
There
See
you
at
go.
Nightlife.
Yeah, we'll see you in the videos, guys. Thank you very much. So adorable. Yes, you are. You hear that? You're adorable. Yeah? Will you have a unicorn on? Where? Oh, there's your unicorn. Okay, so cute.
Excuse me.
All right, she got work calls going on. Everything going at the office. Oh, good old. All right, all right. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you joining, and we'll see you again soon.